focused on GDPR today, focusing mainly on Article 30 in particular. I think that Article 30 is a great starting point for organisations in their journey to GDPR compliance, as it requires accountability from organisations demonstrating compliance with GDPR. And it was really more about, what does success look like, in terms of the end point of GDPR. I would always say start with the primary source, which is the GDPR legislation. It can be quite daunting to look at. There's I think something like almost 200 pages of legislation to wade through, but you can't really go wrong when you're looking at the primary source of legislation. The next part of it then will be to get board level support. This is something that I really wanted to get across in my talk, because for me GDPR isn't just a compliance issue, it's very much a governance issue. I thought it was great. It was great to meet other industry experts in this field. There's such a wide array of different companies here, different specialities, and the one thing that's bringing us together is data. Data is data no matter where you go, and we're all facing the same challenges with GDPR. My advice to someone who's starting on their journey to GDPR compliance would be to network as much as possible, because it's really important to have contacts in various different industries. As I said, data is the same no matter where you go. It applies to all industries, and it's great to pick up the phone and just say, look, I'm really stuck with this, what are you thinking?
Well, GDPR was essentially designed to be the data protection for the 21st century as a regulation. The core things that are happening in it at a high level require organizations to have people who are in charge, who are responsible for ensuring privacy practices are managed well within the organization, and then also the expectations that are placed on organizations that manage the data we entrust to them have been increased in terms of the documentation and the records that they're expected to keep, and their own transparency around the practices that they have in terms of managing data. Then finally there's a set of regulatory changes that impact how large organizations move data and transfer it within and across the globe. I thought the event was very good. As we found in the room, there was a good few more people showed up than we were expecting. I think the feedback was good, and the volume of questions and the complexity of the questions indicated that people are very engaged with this issue, not just for the organizations they work in, but also personally in terms of the questions that they're asking.
Just really practical strategies to implement GDPR, which it was fascinating to actually hear some of the topics that were reached today. What was really, really good was the amount of questions that was asked. You could see it was a very, very engaged topic, and people are very, very interested in doing that as well. We had a lot of new members come to today's event, and I for one learned an awful lot. I found myself writing down an awful lot of notes from the event. So all in all, a fantastic event. Can't wait for the next one.